Are you waiting for me still? Or are you just doing something?
I'm on, so...
What am I don't...
Yeah.
Is it good to look at you or...
Just look at me.
Okay, perfect. I've been trained in ballet and like I have that background. Like I'm a dancer, full out, jazz and African. And I'm really just good at different styles. I always knew since the age of like 10 or 11, I was like, oh, the more styles I do, the better I am in everything.
Okay.
So I learned that trick real easy, real young, and nobody forced me to learn anything. I just wanted it. It was a different time.
Yeah.
So the older I got, the more confident and the more I got into my sexuality, my body, and my older inspirations came from a lot of old school Hollywood films. Like my mom and dad will always get me to watch Ginger Rogers and Fred Astaire. And so at a young age, I knew what old Hollywood and amazingness was. So I never felt like the generation I was a part of was that good to begin with. I always felt like we're missing something. They were better. They were better. So I always looked to the past, which is also my downfall because I got so upset at now. But I have to just understand that this is what it is, you know? But I would say that, and then voguing more than anything got me to really understand, like, why do all these boys look better than us? It didn't seem right. Well, they just, with time, you have to remember all these stylists and all these makeup artists and hairstylists, a lot of them are men. Even cooks, chefs. There's more male chefs than female chefs. You know, that's just what it is. You know? So, men dominate a lot, you know, and when it comes to women, they're emulating us, you know? And what happens now is women emulate men, emulating women. So they look like gay boys instead of looking like the women they actually are. So that's basically what it's like the synopsis of my class is just being comfortable with who you actually are instead of getting into this reality TV era and pretending.
Because I heard you, when you were talking, I heard you say like most of your students are from
overseas only. Americans just are oblivious to life. Too caught up in themselves, and everybody's special the way they are. Yeah, we're all special, but we all need work, and we all need to get better at things. We all have a lot of things to get better at. So everybody's just too caught up on themselves. They feel themselves too much, and we feel like we're the cool country, we're the cool ones. Everybody wants to do what we do. In years to come, it won't be that way because the way these overseas kids are dancing, they're light years ahead of a lot of these kids.
I think like when you were saying, like when you just said you studied more, you know, where it came from and more older things.
Right.
But now, a lot of the kids are just looking on the internet of what's happening right now. So they're not getting that experience that you got.
Right.
So they're
the thing is that there's no excuse. People have excuses because, oh, I wasn't around, it's a different generation. YouTube, it's like a blessing and a curse because the curse is looking at all the wrong shit and those are the ones with the millions of views. The blessing is looking back at all the amazing things, but you notice that those things don't have. You notice that those things don't have a lot of views. People just don't know what to look at. You know, it's very monkey see, monkey do. So if Kim Kardashian were to put, oh look at Marilyn Monroe beveling, oh look at Marlene Dietrich how she used to walk, or look at Greta Garbo how she used to stand, and if she puts that out there, then you'll get millions and millions of people caring about it. It's about who cares about it. You know, so yeah.
Is there anybody out there that puts like fear in your heart? Is there any like one dancer like on a competitive tip?
Meaning like if I dance next to her, it's like yikes
for
me.
You're like, oh, she's coming. Like, okay, I gotta be on. Like, is there anybody?
I never actually felt that way. Like, oh my God, like that actually pushes me. If I see, I don't like dancing next to people who are not good.
Okay.
So if anything, I'm cringing the opposite. I'm cringing the person like, oh, I gotta dance next to her. Like, it doesn't make me feel better. Like, I don't really compete with, I don't think I ever have. Even when I was young, I looked up to people like Aisha Francis and Peanut, and they were better than me because they knew more and they were more experienced, but that didn't intimidate me. I knew I was so good that I'm going to get that, so what's the problem? You know? everyone nowadays is just way too jealous of what they don't have. Instead of just commending the people who have what they have. You know, it's okay that I know how to do this and you can't.
Right.
I'm sure you know how to do something that I can't.
Right.
You know?
True.
We all know how to do things. Some people cannot say red leather, yellow leather 3 times fast.
Yeah, I'm not gonna try it.
I'm not gonna try it either. I haven't done it in a long time, so I'm not attempting. But yeah, so it's monkey see, monkey do world. I think nowadays my format is my format of like kind of dance therapy, basically what I would call it, is just.
That's what it felt like.
It is. It's like being aware of yourself and stop making the same mistakes.
Right.
It's literally like life therapy for your body, and stop faking.
True.
And I think what's happening now is people are starting to catch on to my method and catch on to like the growth of my students. So a lot of people are catching on and knowing, oh, yes, she has a good point. So they're starting to be a little more harsh and be a little more out there and give basically my 2 cents.
Right. That's just you, though.
That's just me, and it's always been me. So people could preach like they always been about the preaching, but no, it's never been that. It's always been me being the bad guy, me burning bridges, and I really don't care. I'll turn down jobs. I'll leave a job if I feel disrespected or if I don't feel like it's right for me. I'm out. Or I'm saying this and you got to deal with it. Like, I'm not intimidated by this industry anymore. I barely work in the industry. So why would I be intimidated by something that doesn't even work for me?
Well, it's like you got the people. That's what they.
I mean, yeah. Right now, it's my goal is just teaching now. Now it's like instead of being annoyed about everything that's going on, I need to do something. That's what got me to start teaching. I could have taught years ago, even when I was young. People would ask me, "Oh, why don't you teach?" I didn't feel I was ready. I'm like, I need more experience. I need to work more. My teachers worked. They toured. They experienced. So they had something to teach. Nowadays, someone's famous at like the age of 12 or 15 or 19, and they go everywhere all over the world to teach their 2 experiences.
Right.
And it's like, what can you teach? I'm a grown person, and I want to book a Mariah tour. What can you teach me, fetus? Sorry. Like, what can you possibly tell me when you have no clue of what that journey takes? You know, that it's just the blind leading the blind. It's really the saddest thing ever. And it's not only dance. It happens in music and movies and industry, out of the industry. Everybody's trying to find the fast way in, just the easy way out, a quick fix. You know? Nobody wants the actual work. And I quoted Betty Davis like a few weeks ago. She said the most amazing line ever. She said the limousines, the cars, and the video sets are like you sweat for a long time, but it's actually the sweat, the actual blood and the tears that you have to love the most instead of what you get out of it. You know? It's like people have it backwards. Now people want the fame, they want the money, they want all that. And then when that work actually comes, they hate it, they can't stand it, and it shows. It shows that you love getting what you get out of it. You love posting what you get out of things. But you don't love working because the work is not there.
Right. That's true. That's so true. So, celebrity-wise, who is like the best to you, like dancing? Like who is like
that I've worked with or that I love?
That you work with?
That I've worked with.
Oh, I mean both too, and that you love. Who do that you work with first?
Oh, that I worked with. It's between definitely Beyonce, Chris Brown.
Oh yeah?
Omarion.
In my head, I was thinking Janet. In my head, like it was in my head, like
Janet then.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Janet, yeah.
First of all, yeah, it's different dancing.
Yeah.
Beyonce's good at certain things. Beyonce can't do Janet shit. That's not happening in this life or the next. Sorry. Janet is not doing what's really happening nowadays that much. If she worked on it though, she could do that more if she could, if she practiced, because she's crazy. Crazy in the best way possible, I mean. like push-ups with basketballs. Crazy. Yeah. Chris Brown is just a magnet. He gets everything, and Omarion's he's just very much in his skin. He knows himself. But my favorite of all time is Madonna.